Thank you everyone for having me today up in North Carolina, like Norman. Just to let everyone know, I'm right here in Tampa, Florida. A little bit about me: born and raised in Tampa, Florida. Developed about 4 different companies. I'm in my 5th company now. And what was I going to mention? I've never seen snow, as you guys already know. So I'm a Tampa boy all the way through. This is probably like my 34th or 35th 1 million cups that I've done now across the United States, and so it's been an incredibly great journey over the course of, the fortunate part of COVID let me be virtual and do 1 million cups across the US, right here in Tampa. And so it's been really great getting connections, feedback, and whatever else that 1 million cups can offer. So I'm gonna go ahead and just share my screen and let you guys see what we're working on here. All right, you guys can see my screen, right? Cool. All right, everyone. Well, I am the CEO and co-founder of My AI, and what we are doing is we're democratizing consultants for small to medium businesses, specifically e-commerce companies, is what we're really hyper-focused on. And we actually just launched about 2 weeks ago at a huge Synapse conference right here in Tampa, Florida. And from the launch, it's just been a pretty exciting journey for us, and just building off the momentum. We've gotten some pretty cool traction as well. So a little bit about me and the team. As you guys know, right here in Tampa is where I was born. My co-founding team is actually a group of 3 brothers. So I have an older brother who's pretty much our technology guru, and then I have a younger brother who is our chief marketing officer. We've worked for about 7 years professionally together in 2 previous startups, and so our team is extremely resilient, and I probably wouldn't trade them for the world, or maybe $1 million, but whichever comes first. And it's how we came up with the idea of this company, My AI, is how we experienced a problem firsthand in our last company, and then when that company failed, essentially it just sparked the idea for us. And so what are we doing? What are we solving? So companies that are heavy in data, heavy in a lot of data that they have in their data banks, whether in their business intelligence tools, whether in their aggregated environments, they're extremely just visualizations of the data, and it's hard to understand the data. So most of the time, companies would bring in an analyst or a consultant to their company to understand their data and then make plans out of it, create a marketing plan. And so what we're really focused on is the marketing side of things. And so in an example of what we do, John he owns a tire store. He sells tires. Well, he does not have enough time in the day to assess his company data. He cannot go into his analytics tool to look at his company data to see what's happening. He can't then look at the market to see what's working as well, because all of that's really time consuming. And then coming up with intelligent marketing campaigns, plans, strategies, and insights. Well, he doesn't have the time in the day for that. He's too busy, trying to sell tires and develop the customer base for the tires. And so that takes about anywhere between 5 to 10 hours a week, actually. And so our solution is an intelligence engine. So what Maya is, she's a voice-based intelligence engine that influences marketing decisions. So what Maya does is she integrates into your company's data banks. She cross-references market shifts online, and then she comes up with these real-time strategies. So you can ask Maya any sort of marketing strategy question, and then you'll get an actual personalized answer or response that's developed from her engine and her brain, how to target, acquire, and keep your customers, basically. Or Maya will notify you of a market shift or a strategy or a change, and then you can take that and implement that in your business, from a marketing side thing, whatever that influence may be. What we set to do, what our goal is set for, is that we can increase your revenue by 5% while decreasing your marketing costs, your overhead costs, by 20%. A little bit about Maya's intelligence. So we have trained Maya on customer discovery, marketing and sales, and customer relationships. How we trained her on that? Well, we trained her on, various different video, audio, text, and professional publications as well. And then she has 2 inputs. First input is company data bank, so she understands what's happening in your company. Second input is just external public data from economic, supply, logistics, legislative, keywords, competitors, trends. All of those influence marketing changes or shifts, and then that goes into her brain and she comes up with outputs. And as I mentioned, her outputs, you cannot Google her answer. It's all come up on her own because we have 92 different source banks that she dips into for her own information. It's like training a student or a college student. Our market is, we're going after the business intelligence market. And as I mentioned, we are specifically going after e-commerce companies and mid-market e-commerce companies. After the launch, we got rooms to go to do a demo and now a pilot, and we're getting City Furniture and a few, and Procter and Gamble is also, we're in a third meeting with them. So it's been a pretty cool launch, which we're really excited about. Our model, it's a monthly subscription model, $15 a user for small business, $50 a user for mid-sized companies. And then there's upgrades to integrate into your BI systems, your company data banks, and then premium sources, which is the data shifts, if you want to be able to obtain that. Why do we do it now? Well, our customers use about 45 different software tools, and those collect a lot of different data banks. And again, trying to stay up to those data banks is extremely time consuming. And with the rise of Q-commerce, if you guys don't know what Q-commerce is, it's actually a relatively new term that really kind of came out this year with the everybody shopping online. And Q-commerce is pretty much, right then and there commerce is how I can explain it. And so with the right then and there, they need real-time data, not delayed data. So this is a perfect opportunity for us. We're able to provide these insights 10 times faster than a consultant would. You hire a consultant, well, they'll take about maybe 2 weeks to come up with a plan after reviewing your data and looking at the market. Well, Maya does it in about 10 minutes or less. And then Maya's mind is a curation of hundreds of strategies, minds, and trained. We've trained her on the recent publications that came out from Shopify on all of the different marketing trends, insights, and publication. A consultant would have taken a month just to read that. We've trained her on all of Accenture's publications as well. And so just kind of mentioning how kind of intelligent the technology is. Who is addressing this space right now? There is a few technologies companies that's trying to address the space, but they're very decision tree driven. We were decision tree driven up until Christmas Eve. When Christmas Eve happened, we had a technology breakthrough where Maya started producing her own intelligence answers from her own supervised learning. And so that's something that, that really sets us apart from all of the other technologies. It's her memory bank system. Maya has a memory bank system for each strategy, insight, and what she knows for each future output, and then what she's already learned in your company. We don't store any data. The data just passes through her algorithm or her brain, if you will. And then obviously the big consultants are, or the big competitors, there are a BI analyst, $87,000 a year to bring them in, or hire a consultant, which is about $175 an hour. Thank you, Lake Norman, for listening to my prez. That's it. I appreciate it, guys.